Alright, so here's my review of a bait caster for absolute beginners like me. I've been beach fishing for years and this is a complete different kettle of fish. This is just really a lot more precise, shorter casting, more accurate casting, and yeah, I've just absolutely loved this thing. This is just a Daiwa, I think you pronounce it, a Daiwa. The cheapest one you can get, pretty much. It's just entry level, about $100 for the combo with the braid already on it. So yeah, can't complain about that. And just from going on the YouTube and things like that and working out how to set the resistance, how to set the drag and things like that, pretty much just so, you know, like it just sort of drops slowly down so you don't bird's nest it. Really loving it. So yeah, if you're thinking about getting one, just do it. Go out and get a cheaper one like this. I was practicing at the campsite because we weren't near a creek. I'm like, I'll just give it a go, and had a few chops at it. So easy. But yeah, just got to be careful not to get bird's nests in there. I did admit that I got a fair few hundred bird's nests, but you get the hang of it, you get the feel for it, and it's just so much easier. Give them a go. That's Mark's crappy fishing tips for this segment. Keep trying to catch this damn fish though. Anyway. Oh, just kidding. Alright, so a few of the parts that are different on a bait caster compared to a normal egg beater. Obviously the reel sits up on top of the of your rod, and all your eyelets are all on the top as well. You can see there. The usual bait caster will be, usual rod will be underneath, and the egg beater will be on the bottom as well. It's also got a different style handle, and your drag is set with this adjuster here. Now there's also a free spool adjustment, which is this knob here. So the fine adjustment drag is that one there. So pretty much the whole idea of that is when you release the lock on your spool, your bait should, or your lure, whatever you've got, should fall to the ground, and you shouldn't, that line should stop and not bird's nest pretty much once it hits the ground. So I'll just back that off and you can see the difference. Alright, so I've backed that adjustment right off, and now I'll release the lock and you'll watch the spool and you'll see how it'll bird's nest on itself. Alright, so that needs tightening up. So pretty much once that bait hits the water, or your lure hits the water or hits the ground, best way to set it up, that just stops still pretty much and doesn't do that. So you pretty much just tighten this up just a tiny little bit, and then you can release the lock. See, it still spools on a little bit, so we'll just tighten that up a tiny little bit more. It's hard doing it one-handed. There we go. Yeah, so final adjustment now, and we'll release it. And it pretty much just stops. So that's perfect. That's where you want it. I don't know if you saw that or not. That cast was heading right for the trees. With an egg beater, you've got nothing. That's going to go in there. With this, you just push a bit of pressure on the line, stops the cast dead in its tracks. So if you cast it, you see that's going to hit the tree. You just push down on your spool, just stops it straight away. Easy enough to just return it back again and try again. Ooh, see, same again. Trying to get it between these two bunches of trees. And mangroves and stuff underneath there, so I'm trying to get it in there. Like that. once again, complete beginner at this, so I'm probably doing things wrong. Let us know in the comments if I am, because I'd really love to get to be an expert at these things, because I'm just loving this thing at the moment. Alright, so with casting, best way is to hold it like a pistol, because you've got the grip there on the rod. Thumb goes on the top to release the spool lock, but you got to sort of put your thumb on the spool at the same time so it doesn't come undone. So it just sort of clicks like that, and then away you go, cast, and then as it sort of flows over, you'll just release it with your thumb, but you just need to keep a little bit of pressure on it, just lightly sort of thing. And then once it's just about to hit the water, you can either push down or you can start winding on with the handle. So yeah, to release the drag, you just pretty much have to wind this star wheel in and out accordingly, and it will be able to free spool when you pull on it. Or you wind it up a bit tighter, that sort of locks it off so you can't pull that out anymore. There's also a magnetic switch over here which has little magnets in there which help to slow down, to fine tune this free spool. So if you're casting and you see that you're getting a little bit more sort of overrun and the bird's nests are happening, you can just wind this magnet, back it off or wind it up. So it's numbered 1 to 10 usually, 10 being more stronger magnet grip and 1 being just a lesser drag. Bit of action going on out there where Kate was. Snag. Oh.
I'm even having one.
This is what you want, guys. Someone who brings you down. A little bit of mozzie repellent and a beer. Sneaky beer for herself too, but well earned. We've been out here for about an hour and a half now. Just nothing. Oh, bit of uneven ground too. Lots of action going on with lots of bait fish and that sort of stuff jumping around here, underneath the mangroves, underneath the overhang, things like that, but just don't want a bar of it. Another good thing about these is you can do underhanded casts, so if you can't get right the way around because you're next to a bush or something like that, one-handed, perfect. Bait caster for the win. Just got to catch the fish now.